My man.
Let's talk about these IMAs, bro.
Okay, I'd love to, man. I'd love to.
Why don't you describe the moment you learned that your album was nominated in the 15th Annual Independent Music Awards?
Well, simple, man. I'm sitting at school handling my business on the toilet, and I check my cell phone, and it's a text from you saying you got a couple of hours that evening, and if I could open up a window. So absolutely. I know I go home after football practice. I get the fire ready outside because I want to have a chill session. No earthly idea what you're going to talk about. And you show up with that bottle of champagne and 2 glasses, and I knew that it was something special. I did. And we started chit-chatting, and when you broke the news to me that night, I was ecstatic. I've never been recognized for something like this before in my life. You know, I've done things at a larger scale before, but actually being recognized rather than, pushing myself out there, I was ecstatic, man. I thought it was one of the best things to ever happen to me professionally.
Nice. So, who did you tell first after you were told? You were told by myself, and
right.
Who were you able to tell first?
Well, I had to go back inside to grab some more beers because the champagne was going quick, you know what I'm saying? And when I got in there, to be honest with you, I'd put the girls to bed earlier, and my wife was dealing with like a bug or something. I go up in there, I creeps on in there, and I tap her on the shoulder. She's watching the presidential debate, so of course she fell asleep instantaneously. And I had the chance to tell her about the big news. I sort of hinted at it, beat around the bush, because I wanted her to come out and see it in our eyes and our faces, how excited we were. And when we dropped the knowledge to her, it's like that bug just flew away. She was so proud. She's been a huge support. She's made just as many sacrifices as me, and I think she knew that it was something special, just like we did. All right.
What does this nomination, Hip Hop Album of the Year nomination as a finalist, mean to you in your career?
Like I had mentioned earlier, there have been a lot of sacrifices, and I feel like there's been a lot of time dedicated to it, and just a lot of choices that I made, that I prioritized this music career over other things that I thought was important. And what this IMA nomination really does for me is help me realize that it was all worth it. You know what I'm saying? That patience is a virtue, but it wasn't like I was sitting in a hole waiting for this. I kept on pushing myself. I kept on doing things at a level that I felt comfortable, where I could juggle all kinds of different things in my life. And when you came over with the good news, I knew that it was worth it. And as far as my career, something like this tells me I'm going to be doing this until somebody snatches the mic out of my hand and says, "Get off the stage, old man."
Perfect. So with that being said, what's the first thing you would do if the nomination comes through and it is the Dopest MCs is the Hip Hop Album of the Year?
Well, my instant reaction after you asking me that question is jump up, rip off all my clothes, run down to the winning circle, and let everybody know exactly who just won the award. But with that said, I'm going to show nothing but love. I think the emotions might get so overwhelming that I might show emotions that people might misunderstand. It could be eyes watering, it could be shaking in the legs, in the arms, to actually see that the stuff that I stand behind, that we stand behind, the stuff that we're so passionate about, the stuff that we think is really as good as anything else out there, and somebody agrees with it. I'm gonna, look at my wife. I'm gonna squeeze her so hard that she's gonna have to push me away. We're both gonna be excited. I'm gonna show you all kinds of love. Anybody around, I'm dapping everybody up. I don't care how clammy and sweaty my palms are. I'm gonna have a big old grin. And when I get on the mic and I accept that honor, I'm gonna sound like a 12-year-old boy, because it's something that I think I've been waiting for my whole life and ain't even know it.
Right. Awesome, dude. So we are attending
Absolutely.
So who's going to be there?
Well, we right after my wife gets up off the couch, comes outside and, here's the whole story. Boom, very next day, she's online. She's looking for hotel rooms. She's looking for flights. So she and I are going up there. We're going to be accompanying my man and his wife. And, it's going to be the four of us, and we're going to go up there strong. And it's going to be a small circle to the naked eye. But to be absolutely honest with you, I'll be taking everybody that's ever supported us, supported me, giving us a shot. We're all going to be up in there.
Right. Is there anybody that you would like to meet?
I want to meet anybody with a positive attitude. I feel like we've gotten to this point by surrounding ourselves with positivity. Any type of artist. I know that there is an event that we might get to talk about later where we'll be able to network and talk to people. And anybody involved with this thing, I want to meet them because I want to show my appreciation as well as, maybe platform my talents, let them know a little bit about me.
Yeah.
So anybody who's positive, anybody who really stands behind this whole independent movement, absolutely. No specifics, none at all.
Yeah, me neither. I didn't get to touch base with that. So I want to meet individuals that are like-minded like us, independent, that have been through struggles of the independent business, and have gotten appreciation for what they're doing. Mm-hmm. Hopefully we can collaborate with some of these people.
I know we will.
Hopefully we can meet some people from other countries, other states, stuff like that, and just and expand with these people that seem like they're doing the same things as we're doing and have the same quality of material that we have.
It's going to be a movement, brother.
It is. So kicking off this whole independent music awards is a party, like a town hall type meeting for fans, artists, and industry to discuss how to keep independent music alive and prospering.
Yeah.
So what do you think can be done to help these artists thrive?
I think what's going to help them the most are the goals that they set for themselves. There's one of two ways that you can go. You can set goals for yourself that seem impossible, so you're always hungry. You're always striving. It doesn't matter what happens. You're always going to be pursuing greatness. Or you can have a self-satisfaction. When it all boils down to, what's the most important thing, it's our own happiness. I think our own happiness allows other people to be happy. I think our own positivity allows other people to be positive. We're a vessel. We're a vessel for the emotions that we want people to see when they look at us, when they hear us. And what's going to help these artists is just being comfortable and excited and appreciate who they are.
True. All right, so what's the greatest obstacle to their success? These independent artists, these independent musicians, what do you think would be the greatest obstacle right now in this day and age for their success?
It's diligence, man. It's perseverance. It's hanging in there. It's knowing that if you keep on putting in the work, that something's going to come from it. The surprise that I had, the excitement that I had from this award isn't because I demanded it. It wasn't because I had to have it. It was the excitement that I had that all of these hard works were coming together. But it's not about the prize. It's about the journey. And I think anybody out there that faces any type of obstacle, you just run right through it. As far as me, obstacle, it was growing up. I became a man. I became a man with responsibilities. So instead of me just saying, I can't do it anymore, I'm a man, I put those responsibilities into words. I put those words behind music. And it was perseverance. It was diligence. Did I make these albums so that I could put them on SoundCloud or so that I could put them on Spotify and the whole world hears it? Maybe, subliminally. But the obstacle was growing up. The obstacle was the whole entire world telling me that, look, man, you're too old for this shit. You need to give it up. And so what I did, I took those emotions and I took that pain and I wrote it down. And then I recited it and I remembered it. And there ain't a verse that I ever wrote that I couldn't tell to you right now. because that's my diligence. That's my refusal to give up any obstacle. It doesn't matter. But for me personally, I thought age, I thought there was going to be some sort of window that once you grew out of it, you didn't have a chance anymore. But I'm at the age I am now, and I'm getting recognized by the Independent Music Awards. Never give up, baby. Never.
I love it.
Yeah, man.
All right, one last thing. You know, with this day and age, there's a lot of technologies, different things that and platforms that are available for independent musicians and filmmakers and any artists of any kind. Pretty much, if you have an idea, you can have it out there. So with all these technologies around, what new technology you think helps artists prosper more than the next?
Well, you know, we come from a generation where it's selling tracks out the trunk of your car. We come from a generation where you've got to go to these shows and you've got to stay till they close the door and you've got to promote yourself. And now it's a lot easier. And when I say easier, you still got to put in the work and you still got to put in the time. And any one of these social networking devices, they're going to work for you. But what always pops in my head is, in the beginning, it was a local love movement. And it was about creating a foundation. And yeah, now you can use technology to try and create that, but it's a handshake. It's giving somebody that. It's technology that doesn't use wires, that doesn't use circuits, that doesn't use any type of World Wide Web. It's communication. It's emotions. It's eye-to-eye contact. It's drawing people in with feelings and emotions, not just pictures, not just other stimulations that you can get by sitting in front of a screen. It's being out there and letting the music, jump inside of you. What's my technology? I don't know how Webster defines technology. But what my technology is, what I use, it's emotions. It's heart. People talk about that all the time and they have a hard time defining it. But what it is, it's how you feel. And that's my technology. And that's something that has gone away. And they always say history repeats itself. Maybe True. It's time to bring it back. Maybe I do. We, the Dopest MCs, we create this local platform that we do go on these ventures. We do go up to New York and we do show people that we represent a state. We represent a movement. But that technology that we use is going to be here waiting for us. And we always have home. We always have home. Sometimes when I talk about growing up, when I talk about growth, it's not expansion. When you really think about it, growth is trying to compile it down, make it smaller, make it something that's important. So I don't need the World Wide Web. You know what I'm saying? I need people who stand behind me. I need people who are going to be there, who are going to have my back. And I'll redefine technology. And technology has nothing to do with pressing buttons rather than putting my hand on people's hearts, putting my voice in people's ears. That's technology. That's how we're going to change the game, baby.
Perfection.
My man.
Perfection.
Peace.
Everything was perfect on that level. Dopest MCs, Independent Music Awards.
Tenacious.
Ty Bru. Coming
at you.
Otrocity behind the lens.
Put your fingers up in there, brother. My man. My man. Nothing but love for you, baby.
All right.